Welcome everyone. Today we dive into an essential topic, recognizing and addressing intolerable characteristics in relationships. Every relationship has its trials, but some behaviors go beyond the ordinary. They can chip away at the bond, tainting the health of the relationship. By identifying and addressing these characteristics, we can foster stronger, healthier connections. So join us as we delve into these relationship red flags and how to navigate them. First up, we're talking about jealousy and obsessiveness. Imagine this. Your partner calls you incessantly throughout the day or monitors your social media, keeping tabs on every like, comment, and interaction. These are classic signs of jealousy and obsessiveness. They might feel like a sign of love at first, but over time they can become suffocating and damaging. They are often rooted in insecurity and can lead to controlling behavior, which is not a healthy dynamic for any relationship. So how do you handle it? Start with open communication. Express your feelings and concerns without blame. Encourage your partner to trust you and reassure them of your commitment. Sometimes it might be necessary to seek professional help. A counselor or therapist can provide strategies to manage these feelings and foster trust. Remember, trust is the foundation of any relationship. Next, we discuss the consequences of being too nosy. In any relationship, it's natural to be curious about your partner's life. But when curiosity turns into an interrogation, it can become a serious issue. Overstepping boundaries by excessively questioning or poking into personal affairs can create tension and mistrust, hindering the growth of a healthy bond. It's crucial to understand that everyone deserves their personal space and privacy. Now, how do you address this? It's all about communication. Start by expressing your feelings without blaming or criticizing. Use I statements like, "I feel uncomfortable when," rather than "you always." This approach helps prevent your partner from becoming defensive. It's also beneficial to establish clear boundaries. Let your partner know what you're comfortable sharing and what you consider private. Remember, it's okay to keep certain aspects of your life to yourself. After all, privacy is a right, not a privilege. Now let's explore how drama can strain relationships. Dramatizing situations or having heightened emotional reactions can put unnecessary pressure on your relationship. This can happen when minor disagreements are blown out of proportion, or when emotions are unnecessarily escalated. This constant emotional roller coaster can be exhausting, leading to resentment and frustration. So, how can we foster a more balanced approach to conflicts? The key is to communicate calmly and clearly. Instead of letting emotions take control, try to understand the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. Rather, it's about expressing them in a way that promotes understanding, not conflict. Consider this. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try saying, "I feel unheard when you're on your phone during our conversations." This way, you're not attacking your partner, but expressing how their actions make you feel. Remember, a calm mind resolves conflict better. Moving on, let's examine the challenges of dealing with a needy partner. It's normal to crave attention and affection in a relationship, but when it becomes constant and excessive, it can feel overwhelming and even suffocating. This neediness often stems from insecurities and can lead to an unhealthy dynamic where one person is constantly seeking reassurance and the other feels drained. So how do you navigate this? The key is balance. It's about finding a middle ground between giving attention and maintaining your independence. It's not about ignoring your partner's needs, but rather encouraging them to find self-assurance outside of your relationship. Open communication is also critical. Discuss your feelings without blame or judgment. Understand that their neediness is not about you, but about their own insecurities. Encourage them to explore these feelings, perhaps with a professional if it feels right. Remember, balance is key in fulfilling emotional needs. Next up, we're discussing the harmful effects of belittling. Imagine constantly being on the receiving end of criticism, with no acknowledgement of your efforts or achievements. This can be incredibly damaging to a person's self-esteem and can create a toxic environment in a relationship. Belittling or diminishing another's accomplishments is a behavior that may seem insignificant at first, but can gradually erode the foundation of respect and appreciation in a relationship. It's important to remember that everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and recognizing these can foster a sense of mutual respect. Instead of focusing on the negatives, try promoting positivity and constructive feedback. A simple, "I appreciate you," or "I admire how you handled that situation," can go a long way in boosting your partner's confidence. Remember, a relationship is a partnership, and it's essential to celebrate each other's victories, no matter how small they may seem. Appreciation builds stronger bonds. Now, let's tackle the impact of continuous fault-finding. You know, there's a fine line between constructive criticism and relentless nitpicking. When the latter takes over, it can feel like navigating a minefield, always on edge, waiting for the next explosion. This constant negativity eats away at the fabric of your relationship, leaving it threadbare and fragile. But here's a thought. What if we change the narrative? Instead of pointing out what's wrong, let's highlight what's right. It's not about ignoring problems, but rather shifting the focus. It's about fostering a positive mindset, one that seeks solutions, not just problems. When disagreements arise, and they will, approach them constructively. Speak your truth, but also listen. Understand that conflict is a chance for growth, not a battleground. Remember, every relationship has its bumps, but it's how we navigate those bumps that truly counts. So let's choose to be builders, not destroyers. Focus on solutions, not problems. Moving on, we're looking at the challenges of dealing with extreme talkers. In the dance of conversation, some partners may tend to monopolize the floor, repeatedly discussing unresolved matters or their own interests. This can make the other partner feel like a passive audience member rather than an active participant, leading to feelings of being unheard or undervalued. But fret not, there are ways to navigate this issue without stepping on any toes. Start by asserting your need for equal conversational space. You might say, "I've noticed that our conversations tend to revolve around the same topics. I'd love if we could diversify our discussions." It's also important to practice active listening, showing genuine interest in your partner's thoughts and feelings, but also assert your right to be heard. Remember, a relationship is a shared stage. Every voice deserves to be heard, and every story deserves to be told. Communication is a two-way street. Next, we explore the importance of acknowledging and respecting a partner's feelings. Dismissing your partner's emotions or experiences can be deeply hurtful and is a definite relationship red flag. It's essential to understand that feelings are personal and subjective, and even if you don't agree or understand them, they're still very real to your partner. So, how can we avoid this dismissive behavior? The key is fostering empathy. Try stepping into your partner's shoes, imagining their perspective, and responding in a way that shows you're genuinely trying to understand their feelings. Remember, it's not about solving problems or offering advice, but simply about listening and validating their emotions. This open dialogue builds trust and emotional intimacy, creating a safe space where both partners feel heard and valued. And isn't that what we all want in a relationship? To be seen, to be heard, and to be understood. Empathy is the heart of understanding. As we conclude, let's summarize the key takeaways. Recognizing signs of jealousy and obsessiveness, and addressing them through open communication is crucial for relationship health. Establishing boundaries against intrusive behavior and excessive questioning helps maintain personal space and privacy. Fostering a balanced and calm approach to conflicts can prevent unnecessary drama and strain. It's also important to find a healthy balance between giving attention to a needy partner and maintaining your independence. Promote positivity and appreciation in your relationship to counteract constant criticism and belittling. Adopt a constructive approach to communication and conflict resolution to avoid the trap of continuous fault-finding. Ensure that both partners feel valued and understood, especially when dealing with partners who are extreme talkers. Lastly, acknowledging and respecting each other's feelings can prevent dismissive behaviors and promote empathy in your relationship. Remember, a fulfilling relationship demands mutual respect and understanding. It's essential to recognize and address these intolerable behaviors for a healthier, more satisfying connection. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of relationship dynamics. Reflect, communicate, and foster understanding in your relationships. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, keep growing and learning together.